Hello, welcome to Unleashing Your Canva Creativity, where I'm going to share with you some of my favorite things that I've learned about recently that I've been having a lot of fun with, and I think you will too. Let's go ahead and get started. My name is Amy Storr. I'm the Innovative Learning Specialist in Montgomery ISD in Montgomery, Texas. I'm pretty much everywhere on social media. Would love to connect with you in whatever spaces you happen to be in. My handle is the same at TechAmyS, and I've also included my email here for you as well. Here is the agenda for our time together, as well as the short link that will get you into this presentation. We're going to explore Magic Studio, some of the features in Magic Studio, some layering tricks, animations, and we're also going to take a look at one of my favorites, Canva Code. So let's start with Magic Studio. It is a suite of AI tools that helps to support you and your students when it comes to creativity and design. I'm going to show you in this demo how to get started. So first I'm going to select a picture. I'm going to click the edit button and this menu is going to pop up. What you'll see at the top is something called Magic Studio. We're going to explore just a few of these today. So BG Remover, been around for a while. You know what that does, it removes the background. But did you know that you could also insert a new background if you wanted to as well? Right now, this adorable otter is sitting somewhere in our world, maybe at the edge of a river, some body of water. I want to put this otter in outer space. So I'm going to keep the otter picture selected. Once again, make sure you click edit, and you're going to go to your Magic Studio. Let's click on BG Generator. And I'm going to put outer space and click generate. Is this 2 words? Sure is. Let's click generate and let's see what happens. So it's using some AI to change the background of my picture, and I'm going to take this otter somewhere else in our world. Such a fun tool for kids to use, maybe when it comes to the setting of a book or book characters, you name it, or just creativity in general. But look, now I have an otter in outer space. Love it. I'm going to hit cancel. I'm going to keep the picture selected. Edit button is selected. Now let's talk about a few more. Magic Eraser does what it says. It will erase something on the picture. But I want to point out these two right here, Magic Grab and Grab Text. I'm going to use this picture for Magic Grab. So I'm going to click on the picture, click Magic Grab. It's going to select different pieces of my picture, different objects. And let's say that I like the coffee cup, or let's do the pen. I like the pen, but I want to move it somewhere different. I'm going to click on the pen, click grab, and now this has become another layer of my picture. Now I can take it and I can move it somewhere different on my page. How cool is that? All right, now let's go back to our edit menu. Let's talk about grab text. It's the same concept, but this time it's going to be about grabbing text on a picture. So I have some text here. I'm going to click the picture, click grab text, and now it's going to identify the text on my picture. I can click it, grab it, and now this will be something I can delete if I want to, or I can edit the text to maybe the name of our school. Keenan News. You can change the font style, etc. All that can be customized here. All right, let's go back to our Magic Studio. And the next one, I'm going to point out this one. It's been acting kind of bratty this evening, but this Magic Edit, what it should allow you to do is, let's say, for example, this otter, he needs a bow tie. So you can use Magic Edit to scrub over where you would like to insert something new, make some changes, add a top hat, you name it, put a flower next to him. Those are things that you can do with Magic Edit. Now I'm going to show you something called image to video. So for that, I'm going to go to this slide right here. So this is an image that I found in Canva. To use this feature, the type of picture you add has to be a free picture. How do you know that it's free? Do you see these images right here that have the little diploma next to them? Those are premium images. You need to find a picture that does not have a diploma. Once you do, add it into your design, and then you can use this feature. So once again, click your picture, click edit. In your Magic Tools, we're going to take a look at image to video. I'm going to click here. generate a 3-second video. You can also do a custom. I can tell it what I want to happen, but I'm going to just trust Canva and see what happens. It's going to turn this picture into a 3-second video. So let's see. It always does something different every single time that I do it, but it's so fascinating and so fun. But it will turn it into, like I said, a 3-second video. You can download it as a GIF. I mean, that's pretty spectacular. It's done it to where the otter has been swimming. Let's add video to design so you can see a bigger view of it. And look at this, y'all. How cool is that? So that's image to video. You will need to, like I said, use a free non-premium photo and you can use it. So that's Magic Studio. Now, I got a bonus for you, a little Easter egg, and this is called Copy Style. So I've got two, and if you haven't figured it out yet, I love otters. I have two different types of clip art here. I really love the style of this clip art. So I want this to be more in the style of it, okay? So you can do that now. When you click on the style you would like to copy, you will see a button that looks like this, or if your screen is smaller, you will see 3 dots. That's your More menu. You're looking for this style. And I want to copy the style. And you see how it's kind of bopping around? I already had this selected and chose Copy Style because I'm taking this style and I'm going to apply it to this one. So I'm going to click on this clip art. This little bar that you see down here is your progress bar. And let's see what happens. This is sometimes like watching water boil, but it doesn't really take that long at all. But it'll keep the same types of colors here, but it'll look more like you see here. It has a little curl right here with the hair. The style of the design, the artwork looks very similar to this one. So now I have clip art that looks a little bit more like each other. So that is Copy Style. Once again, all you do is you click on the one you would like to copy the style from, click Style, Copy Art Style. Oh, let's do backwards. Actually, I was going to stop that. I was going to do this one to this one, but it will do that same thing. So just follow those instructions and you can do that. So that is Magic Studio. I love coming in here and finding new ways to use it, and I bet you do as well. All right, layering tricks. So I'm going to show you how to do both of these, how to layer in 2 ways, how to layer text behind something in a picture, and also how to layer text but also rotate it. This icon that you see here, this clip art, will take you to a recording that shows you how to do this. It's a TikTok video that I've downloaded as an MP4, and then this is going to take you to a slide in the presentation that shows you how to do it. So let me go. I'm actually going to come here, up here, to show you. So let's start with this one right here. So this is just going to be layered text, no rotating. So I have a picture here. It's just a picture by itself. You see it here, okay? First step is you're going to duplicate this picture. So Command or Control D as in dog on your computer. And now I have 2 of these pictures, okay? Next step is you're going to remove the background of that second picture. So you can see here, I have that. All right, so now I have 2 layers, my picture in the back, picture in the front. There we go. And now let's add some text. I'm going to do T for text. I'm going to add in just a title. I'm going to change the font style to this one. The chunkier, the better. I'm going to do that. And then I'm just going to do coffee, all in all caps. All in all caps. All in caps. Stretch it out a little bit. And let's change the style of this so we can see it better. So I'm going to go to my effects menu. I'm going to add a black outline. There we go. And for the font color, I'm going to go into a gradient. I'm going to do, let's see. Let's go with that one. Okay? So here it is. But you can see it's in my top layer. So how can I put it behind that picture that I added and removed the background from? With this selected, you're going to click on the button up here that says Position. And there's where your layers are located. I'm going to drag this under that layer. And now you can see that I have this layered behind the picture. It's magic. Watch that video so you can see it again. But like I said, you just add a picture, duplicate it, remove the background, and you'll just play around with those layers, which are in your, that's in your position menu. You can play around with your layers here, but it's such a cool way to make a graphic to share on social media, etc. It's a great way to play with. All right, same thing here, but one extra step. So I'm going to duplicate this picture, Command or Control D, remove the background of that duplicated picture. So now I have an extra layer here, okay? Now I'm going to add a text box. I'll keep it like that, I don't mind that style. And I'm gonna put, you truly haven't started until you've been there. A little coffee promo. Okay? Now I'm going to make this circular. So I'm going to go into my effects. I'm going to go down to curve. And you'll need to, see how it's moving like this? Do that until you have it where you want it. Stretch it out a little bit. So curve, and you're going to use this dial here until you have it connected just about right there. Perfect. You're going to place it where you want it to go. I kind of like it right here. Okay. You can change up your effects here if you need to, add, the outline like we did. It's completely up to you. But we need to animate it, right? We want it to circle behind that layer. So that's where we're going to go to animate. Go all the way down, and you're going to click on rotate. Okay? You can change the speed, direction, and now let's layer. So with this selected, click on position. When layers already, move this below that hand. And now, when you preview, magically is rotating behind that hand that we added. Pretty cool, right? So those are your layering tricks. Those, the support for those, you can find a video here that came from TikTok, and then this will actually take you to this slide right here that shows you how to do it step by step, another share that I found on TikTok. It's a great place to learn some Canva tricks. All right, next up is going to be animations. So I'm going to, it's picking up captions right here. That's why music's right there, but I'm gonna play this video first and then this one. The reason why is I want to show you that this is kind of where you can start, but this is how you can take it. So this is just a traditional presentation that moves from left to right. Okay. Typical presentation. Nothing wrong with it, but we're going to up our game here. Okay, and we're going to turn it into this. Support resource for this is this right here. Click it, it will take you to another video, another demo that I found on TikTok. So I'm going to go into this file here. And here I have it, the OG. I did this with some high school students back during the Christmas time where we were talking about branding and things like that. And so this was an example that I used. Was we were building a new coffee shop nearby and working on the brand, and so I showed them how this is just a traditional left to right presentation. Once again, nothing wrong with that, but let's make some changes to make it a little bit more professional, a little bit more inviting. So you have to kind of know what you want it to do initially, and I know that I want it to start here, but I want it to start with the beans because this talks about the beans. Then I want this to be about the grinds, about the coffee, and then ending. So you want to move everything in the places where you want them. So this is going to stay as is. Here, I'm going to move this over until it's just the coffee cup. Okay, I'm sorry, just the coffee cup with the beans. And then the next one is going to be the grinds. Okay, right there. And then this one will end up kind of back to the original, okay? Now, to make it flow like we just did, you're gonna hover your mouse in between here where you can add pages, but we're gonna do add transition. So I'm going to click here, and I call this an animation. It really is a transition in Canvas or Canva. And there's two options. Match and move is what we're going to choose, but flow is also really cool too. It's a great one to make presentations a little bit more professional, but we're going to do match and move. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to change my duration to 2.5, and I'm going to apply between all pages. Okay. I'm going to come up here as well, and I'm going to change this to, was it 5? Yeah, we're going to do 5 seconds. Okay. There we go. And you have to play around with it to see which duration timing works best for you. But now let's see what it looks like. So you'll be able to see. I probably need to slow it down. I can already tell. Would love it to go a little bit slower, but it matches, it moves based on what you created. So it matches it and it moves it. How spectacular is that? And if you wanted to, you could add in some background music by going into your elements and adding in some background music. What I did here, another example that I showed the kids, is you can zoom in, like set this up to where this is going to talk about this president and drag this out and get it all set up to where it's going to zoom in here. And get it all set up for all your presidents, and it will do the same thing. Works exactly the same way. So you have to get it all set up and ready to go, and then you'll do the match and move to get it to move just like that. But pretty cool transition to just, change up your presentations a little bit. All right. So that's animations, match, and move. We're going to end here with Canva code, one of my absolute favorites. I am going to actually open this up real quick. Let me get the link real quick and put it over here. Okay, so let's say that I have this dream interactivity that I would like to do with my students. I want it to be a food chain sorting game. I want them to be able to drag and drop organisms into 3 buckets: producers, consumers, and decomposers. I want it to give them immediate feedback. I want there to be a progress bar. It's my dream interactivity for my kids. I don't have time to make it or the money to get someone else to do it. That's where Canva code comes in. So Canva code, when you're on the home page, you're going to click on Canva AI, and you're going to click on code. This is where you describe your idea, and it will code it for you. You don't have to have any coding experience for this to work. It's going to do that work for you. So I'm going to copy this all the way to here, and I'm going to go back into Canva, and I'm going to paste it. Doesn't have to look pretty, and you're going to click the arrow, and let's see what happens. It creates something unique and different every single time. And like I say when I'm in presentations, look ma, I know you can't see me, but my hand is not touching my keyboard. I always say look ma, no hands. It is doing that coding for me. Even better is once it builds the interactivity, I can come over here and I can say, oh, I forgot to do this. Can you add this, etc. So we're going to see what happens. And then we will play around with it, make changes as needed. This is also one that seems like you're having to watch water boil, but it doesn't take terribly long. Almost there. It'll let us know in a second that it's made it, and then we'll see the interactivity pop up on the right, and you'll play it as a teacher to make sure it works well, and then make changes as needed, and then you can share it with students, and they can interact with it as well. Okay, we're almost there, I can tell. Okay, look at this, y'all. It's done. This is my progress bar. Here are the organisms that I'm going to sort into each of these buckets, and like I said, you want to play it here. So make sure everything goes into the right spot. For example, an oak tree is a producer, so when I drag it here, it should give me immediate feedback, and it does right here. But let's say that I put a grasshopper in decomposer. There we go. It's going to give us some constructive feedback there. So play this, make sure it works well, and then make changes. For example, what if I have students in my class who speak a different language? I'm going to put, can you add a Spanish toggle button? Click here. And let's see. What it should do is keep the original that we have, but add a button where the students can toggle back and forth between English and Spanish. You may want to add a spot for kids to put their names, because guess what? You can also pull data from this. This will connect to a sheet that you can see all of the work that your students did. Okay, so we'll see. All right, let's see. It's almost there. And it does this some different ways. It will put it at the top, sometimes at the bottom, and like I said, it will let us toggle back and forth between English and Spanish. I'll give it just a little bit of time, and we'll see if it adds it. If not, just imagine a beautiful toggle button. Okay, it says it's done it. Let's see. All right, here it is right here. Okay, so here's the button. Look at this, y'all. Now, you can tell it made some mistakes. It just did the title. So what you would have to do is come back over here and say, can you add a toggle button for the entire interactivity? And it will make those changes for you. So let's say that you're done, you've checked it, it's good to go. You're going to click Use and Design. Publish, I've played around with a tiny bit, but this is my preference. I love the presentation option. So I do Use and Design Presentation. This is a new file here. You can change the title here as well. When I go into presentation mode, this is now interactive. I can still drag these and drop these. It all will work. You could do this on your big screen in your room, or you can assign it to students, etc. So from here, once you have it good set up to go, you can assign via Canva, or you can share maybe through your LMS, etc., and then they'll be able to interact with it. You will also notice at some point a sheet, and I think it depends on what's here. So for example, had I added a spot for kids to put their name or ID number, you would see an option to open in sheets in a Canva sheet, and you will be able to pull data from this. So that's Canva code. Have fun with it. I've made so many different things. I recently, what account was I in? Is it this one right here? I made one that I'm pretty proud of. This one right here. I had a kindergarten teacher that sent me the most common words for kinder, and she said, I want a red carpet, or not a red carpet, a red curtain that opens and shows the word so kids can write it, closes, opens again. I was able to make this inside of Canva code. So I'm going to hit start. So you can, and I'm not touching my screen. It'll close the curtain. It'll then open the curtain. And I was able to build this and do this inside of Canva code. So all kinds of ways and things that you can do with it. All right, so that is some of my favorite ways to use Canva as of recent. And I'm going to come back here and go here. Thank you so much for listening, joining. I appreciate it. Reach out if you ever have any questions. I would love to support you, and have fun. Have fun creating and designing.